Hello and welcome back to Revit for Construction Management. In this tutorial what I want to do is I want to show you how to create 3D views and also 3D perspective views. Okay, so the first one I'm going to look at is a 3D view, and in here you can see that I'm set in my default view, and in order to navigate this I can just use this navigate toolbar up here, and this will allow me to scroll around and to rotate my view to whatever way I please. And I've shown this in other tutorials that we've previously done, so that's very straightforward. Now what I want to do is I want to create another view. So if I go into my ground floor plan and I create a 3D view, the way I can go about doing this is creating a default 3D view, which will create the 3D view of the building that we have, so very similar to what I just showed you. Or else I can use my camera. So I click on my camera, and in this situation I'm going to click in here and I'm going to open up, click out through to there, and then this here is my stairs. So you can see it's created the 3D view, and the 3D view has come in here. I can rename this here, and I'm going to call this stair. Okay, 3D stair. And then within that, then if I click on the outer box, I can just click and grab, and it will give me a greater level of detail or broaden out the actual view. So if I want to bring it right down to the first step, I can do that. And then when I come into here, I can click in here and I can go maybe to consistent colors, or to realistic, or to wireframe, or to hidden lines, and that's as it was back. So I'm going to put it onto consistent color, and then I have that view created, and then I can put that view into one of my sheets. So I've created sheets down here, and if I wanted I could just drop that view into one of my sheets, and I just do that by clicking down onto say C103, and it'll allow me to bring this view in like so. And there's that view in place and ready to be printed. Okay, again I go back to my 3D stair view, and that's it created. Now the next thing then that I want to do is I want to create a perspective view. So again, in this situation what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this view. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this view. If I can, duplicate view, and my duplicated view comes down here, and I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it perspective. Perspective view. Okay, and now when I come in here, what I want to do here now is I come across here, so I'm in a 3D view. You can see it's 3D perspective view, and I want to click on section box. When I click on section box, this box appears around my 3D view. So what I want to do now is if I click on that, and you can see I get these little arrows. So there's arrows here, there's arrows there, and what I want to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to drag it across, and I'm going to stop it about there. And then if you see here, that gives me the view like so. Okay, and if you see there, that's my view, and I can spin that around to whatever way I want, and it will create the view for me. If I want, then I can go to consistent color, or I can go to realistic, whatever, or I can just go to hidden lines, or maybe just shaded, and I change my view. Okay, so once I'm happy with the view that I have, I can then just click outside it, and then with the section box, I can just hide that in the view. Okay, and that then is my finished section. And that then can go into my one of my sheets. So I dropped it down there into one of my sheets, and if you see here, it can go in there onto one of my sheets as well. So I'm going to move this across, I'm going to move this up here, and I have the two of them into the one sheet. Okay, and you can see I have one section view, and then I've got this one, which is a perspective view. Okay, so let me go back in and just go over the main points again. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go to my 3D view, I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to duplicate this view. When I duplicate this view, it creates another view, and what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to click on my section box, and then I'm going to grab my section box to the view that I want it. Once I've that in place, I can run around to the angle that I want to put it at, or the view that I want of it, and then I can also go in and look at the level of graphics that I'm going to put in. So whether it be realistic, consistent color, shaded, and then from there I'm going to drop this into one of my sheets, and you can see here it's dropped down into one of my sheets, and it's in sheet 103. Okay, so that there is the first part of perspective views and 3D views. I hope it's of some help, and what it allows you to do, though, it allows you to use in presentation. So again, the last thing then that I want to do is to export these views. So if I go click in over here and export this view, I can export, go down here and click as an image, and I'll go image, current view, and OK, and we'll see what happens. It's working in the background. So it's working in the background, and if I go into my desktop, I can open this view, and you can see that that's my view in place. And if I wanted, then I could go in and add that to a presentation. The same with my perspective view. So I'll go in here, go to my perspective view, click in here, and I go File, Export, drop down to Image, Images and Animations, click on Image, put this in the current window, and then I'm going to click OK, and then it should be working in the background, and my image then is created like so. Okay, I hope this is of some help, and if you have any questions, please put them down in the comment line, and I should be able to answer them. And I look forward to you viewing more of the videos in this Revit for construction management module. Okay, thanks, and talk soon.